love that. All right, guys, the first comedian of the night, I kind of like him. It's going to be me. Thank you for the one person. I appreciate that. Yeah. To be fair to them, I'm not going to lie. I'm not having the greatest year, guys. Like, my life is falling apart like a Nature Valley granola bar in a white woman's purse. It is crumbling. Like, I am not going to get it back together anytime soon. Like, I've had a lot of health issues recently, so many. Like, the only thing that breaks down more than my body is the McDonald's ice cream machine. Like, I have a cardiologist now, all right? I don't even get the senior discount at Denny's. What's up with that, okay? It's been a rough year. I did go see her. She told me I had inappropriate tachycardia, which is, if you don't watch a lot of Grey's Anatomy, just means I have an incredibly fast heart rate. But I thought inappropriate was like a weird term to use, like for something like that. And I was like, what happened? You leaned over and listened to my heart and you just heard, nice tits! I also have asthma, which I'm going to tell you now is the most pathetic of all my conditions. All right? And it's a rough time because I'm always thinking about it, though. Like, job interviews, they're like, what's your greatest weakness? I'm like, breathing! I did go to see my pulmonologist. Her and her attending were arguing about whether I should get another CT scan, and I was like, curious. And they're like, oh, you've had a lot of radiation this year. I'm like, girl, if I turn into an X-Men, this will all be worth it, okay? I was getting excited. I was like, okay, but really, I'm like, what's going on? And she's like, well, I'm like, is it like, you know, a cancer risk? And she's like, no. And I was like, so what's going on? And she's like, well, it's like a reproductive health issue, the quality of your eggs. And I'm like, girl, we have different priorities, all right? I just want to breathe. Nuke the little fuckers, okay? I don't want to focus on everything negative in my life, though. It's just depressing. I don't want to do it, but it is getting a bit hard when all my targeted YouTube ads start looking really sad. Guys, I got an ad for Life Alert the other day. That was rough. If you don't know what a Life Alert is, it's a little button that they give to old people, right, to press. It's those commercials, the help, I fall and I can't get up ones. And I was like, you know what? I could spin this for good. I was like, you know, I'm a millennial. We're lonely. We need life alerts. They're just checking in on us. And I was like, because, like, I got to admit, honestly, like, I'm going to, you know, who's going to help pick me up off the floor when I'm trying to pick up the last bit of laundry because I didn't need a laundry basket because I'm an adult. I'm like, who's going to help me? I'm like, Gary the succulent I've been trying to keep alive for the past 5 years. No. But I do feel like honestly, elder millennial women, that's my sister in her category, or at least she keeps telling me that. Like, I feel like that category of women would almost abuse it a little. Like, I feel like my sister would just press that button just to talk to someone. All right? And she would just press that button. She'd be like, help, I've fallen in love with a Marine on Hinge again. Now, don't take that like I don't support the troops. I do. I was born and raised in San Diego. Greatly support the troops, guys. All right, you know, like, dang, yeah, awesome. Give it up for them. Like, I salute the Amazon trucks every time they pass my house, guys. The second ad I got, I was way more disturbed about it, guys. It was horrible. I got an ad for Reese's peanut butter cups. Yeah, I get on the surface, that's not too bad. I have a fatal allergy to peanuts, guys. I'm like, well, at least somebody's supporting my suicidal tendencies. Let's go. Yeah, I will admit, I'll be the first to admit, I got way too many allergies, all right? Like, my allergy list is longer than my CVS receipt. Way too long. You know, like, I have an allergy, like I said, to peanuts, dust, cats, both the real thing and the musical. I think worst of all, though, I have an allergy to Benadryl, guys. Right? I was like, what's that? And I'm like, I don't know. And I was like, well, I guess that's a clear sign from God that I was meant for the dumpster behind Planned Parenthood. I do think I have all these allergies because my parents are trying to whitewash us desperately. All right? And I do understand. I do look like I'm one brunch away from being a basic white bitch, but I'm not. All right? I'm Mexican, Spanish, and Jewish. That is the most care I've gotten, actually, anytime I've told that joke, so very appreciate it. And, like, don't get me wrong. I don't really honestly care that people don't really care about, my ethnicities because I got to care too much, all right? I got to wake up in the morning, feel incredibly guilty, shave a full mustache every morning. It's a lot. I do feel like all Latinas do grow a mustache because, if dad's not around, I guess I'm daddy now. It is like, I honestly don't want people to care about my ethnicities, mainly for a horrific reason. I don't want to do a march, guys, all right? Because those did not turn out well. People got hurt. It was awful. White people discovered racism for the first time. It was a lot for you guys, okay? But, I don't think Brown Lives Matter would go any better, right? Like, what would happen? Worst case scenario, right? One of us would get hurt. We'd have to go to ER. Maybe some very nice nurse would be like, hey, would you like some ice? And we would just be very pandered, be like, no ice, green card. I was raised very religious, though, with those backgrounds. It was very fun, The great three cults, Judaism, Catholicism, and Christianity. It was great, all right? But, I kind of had a weird thing with evangelicalism. I didn't really like it. They had this thing about raising their hands, and I'm like, we're following a white guy on stage with a beard. Are we going to do a virgin sacrifice next? I mean, the youth group is next door, so I guess we would have enough. But honestly, I was, raised that way. I didn't quite like it. The hand thing was weird, so I figured I needed to join another cult, so I became a Taylor Swift fan. Went to the Eras tour, loved it. All right, was living my whitewash dream. At some point, Taylor was like, put your hands in the air. And I'm like, I won't do it for Jesus, but I'll do it for you, Taylor. Oh, I was told very recently I look quite young on a date. I didn't love it, not gonna lie. I get some weird pickup lines because my name's Victoria. A lot of pickup lines about Victoria's Secret. I don't love it, to be honest. I'm like, hey, daddy issues, what's your name? Classics, those are fine. But after the fifth guy coming up to me being like, hey, Victoria, what's your secret? I'm like, there's 5 bodies in my trunk. Steve, that's my secret, okay? You guys have been an absolute delight. Thank you guys so much for coming out tonight.